morning vlog. Welcome to day 4 of Paris. It is our final full day here, and Paris is looking misty and rainy as per usual, at least for our trip so far. So we're going to the D'Orsay, and then we're headed to Versailles, going on a tour, and yeah, we don't really have more plans than that, so we'll see where the day takes us. Well, first we're probably gonna go back to that pastry shop because one in Paris. I think that's it. Anything else?
And that's it.
We think that's it, so I will see you all very soon. Bye. Say goodbye, pigeon.
Bye.
Goodbye, pigeon.
Bye.
Goodbye, pigeon.
Bye.
I see you, pigeon. I see you. To say I'm gonna miss these little wheel things of butter and sugar is an understatement. Oh, pain au chocolat, you will also be missed. My final bite. So good. So here we are. This is what it looks like when it's actually open. Yay! Oh man. I mean, look at this place, you guys. It's gorgeous. Apparently this used to be a train station. I really need to brush up on my museum knowledge. Oh, but it is. It's so cool. And the ceilings are just like, shut up. They're so pretty. I always pronounce his name wrong. I've never been good at it, but Paul Gauguin. Oh, I love his stuff. Ah, so beautiful. Of course, we've got some Van Goghs in here. Kind of pre him finding his more famous style. This was kind of moving into when he was figuring out perspective and whatnot. And then you can see him moving into a bit more of a somber palette, but he's starting to get all of his wiggles. I don't know, you guys, there's something about seeing Van Goghs in person. They're totally different from what you're seeing on camera. You know how I said I have a thing for hands? I'm not lying. Look at that. And how green they are compared to the face. There's flowers. Look at the Gauguins. They're so beautiful, his color palettes. Like, look at that. Look at those lemons. Look at those lemons. They're so beautiful. I love this one. I've never seen this one before. It's beautiful. This one from Gauguin could make me cry. I don't know why my camera keeps tilting, you guys. I'm sorry about that. Oh. So you can see the difference between this and like the Impressionist paintings that we saw yesterday. It's still got a bit of that Impressionist feel to it, but it is starting to kind of calm down and become post-impressionistic. But like that matte. Oh. And then these ones from Van Gogh. Look at that garden. He's very famous. I think, what are they, cypress trees? The ones that look like they're on fire. And then I've always been a sucker for Van Gogh's vases of flowers. They're just so pretty, you guys, and with all the texture. And of course we have one of the more famous portraits that he did of himself. Just see the intensity in his face. And in case any of you didn't know, Monet did not just do the huge wall paintings of his lilies. He did hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of paintings. I mean, I might be exaggerating a little bit, but he did way more work than I could ever count in that one garden. So these are definitely some of his smaller works, but no less beautiful if you ask me. I mean, you can see a lot of these he was like rushing to do before he died and everything. He didn't even finish. You can see the canvas on the sides. So, but I mean, what he did get done is beautiful. And he did not just paint lilies. He also did sculptural landscapes. They've got a much different feeling to it, a lot more of a hazy feel. And also these ones of the churches. They definitely take on a form when you get farther away, but when you get close up, they're really hard to distinguish what everything is. I think that's part of what makes them so beautiful. We have a lonely Degas. Oh! Degas, pardon my French, was a total asshole, but oh man, could he do a pretty painting. And we have more of Cézanne, if you remember me saying yesterday about him doing the more darker outlines and whatnot. This one isn't the darkest, but you can see him moving towards that. Same goes for this one. I love the color palette on this one. It's so gentle. But then you can see this is where he gets a bit more wild and dark with his line work. Aggressive, there's the word I'm looking for. A bit more confident. And here we have a painting of chrysanthemums from Monet. I love the detail on the vase. It's like it's got little pom-poms on it. It goes well with the pom-pom of the chrysanthemum. But I love the contrast between the smooth wall in the background and that slight little shadow there to show that those flowers are closer to the wall than others. It's so beautiful. We have a Lonely Mary Cassatt painting. I've always liked her paintings a lot too. I've always thought she had a very gentle and loving hand in her paintings with how soft they are. You know, there's not a ton of variation in stroke or anything, but those slight variations in color, how the arm on the left is more pink and then the one on the right is more green. Just those very soft strokes. They can tell a lot. And we have some lovely Renoir paintings. I much prefer the one on the right, but to me they're very reminiscent of Cassatt's paintings. But I just feel like, I don't know, there's a definite difference between a man's hand with paint and a woman's hand with paint. Renoir had that same very soft focused style, but there's something a bit more confident and there's a bit more of like a finality in his paintings. I don't know if you all agree or disagree with that, but they're still lovely in their own right. Oh, you guys, I could have cried when I turned the corner. They've got a Manet. Definitely not to be confused with Monet. Manet is probably my favorite painter of all time. I just adore him. I love how he uses line work to show the form of the figure, but then blends with the soft shadows and whatnot, like you can see on her breast and on her forearm. But then the stark shadows of like her under eyes beside her nose. Oh, stop. Like, look at that face. Oh. Here's another Manet. I just love how he can say so much in so little. Like, I mean, on his coat, there's really not too much going on there, but what he did decide to show is so telling and creates the form anyways. And then he puts the actual detail in the face to show where he wants the person to focus. He was able to create so much texture in like the book, the smoke of the cigar. And I love this. Just a lone asparagus with a lone lemon. But they're a beautiful and delicious pair, that's for sure. But do you see what I mean? How he was kind of, if this will focus, how you can see how he was very, this is another Manet, but how you can see how haphazard he was in the clothing, but then when you get to the face and the shoulder, it's all just soft and smooth and so loving. But his use of outline just like kills me. The thin on the bridge of the nose, thick underside, thick on the bottom of the lip, thin on the chin, and thick on the neck. Oh, stop. Look at this face.
Heaven is a place with endless Manets.
Like, it's just, I just love it. Like, again, there's hardly any detail in the coat, the shawl, but enough for you to know exactly what it is. But then the real focus, bam, that face.
The face.
Showing the light stark on the left side and then the shadow on the right. Getting the whites of the eyes, which are never actually white. Don't do that. It's very terrifying.
It's more of a gray.
Very gray. But, oh. Oh, I can't. I honestly don't know this painter, but this painting is gorgeous. It's Gustave Caillebotte. The texture in the snow is so gorgeous. On the rooftop there, not only to show directionality, but also just the texture of the snow. God, what a beautiful color palette. It's so subtle, but so telling. It really gives you the feeling of wintertime. Here's another one by Degas. He was very famous for painting ballerinas and horses, but this is a pretty dang good example of the rule of thirds, how you can see on the left side, majority of the left side, bottom right, how they're very empty, but then you've got all the busyness up in the top third corner, and you also have the dancers leading up to that corner. So it's all about that directionality and leading the eye through a painting. You can see of this one of Degas. Again, it had a ballet, but this one is focusing on the orchestra. The faces that he did, if he ever did faces, a lot of time I feel like he didn't focus on the faces, but dang, could that man paint a nice face and ear. I just love all the warmth in the faces, you know? Look at that guy. Here's one of his horse paintings. And another of his ballerinas. His sketches of ballerinas are some of my favorite drawings. His studies, I suppose you would call them. There's one from Sicily. It's so gorgeous. Again, that color palette just really is very telling of the winter time, and the lack of figures and whatnot in the painting just shows that barrenness, but that beautiful, beautiful horizon line straight across in the middle. Look at those fluffy clouds. And those houses in the distance. Degas also did sculpture. I love the mix of the fabric. It's so incredible. Like, look at that skirt. The contrast between the steel and the fabric. Ah. And in the back, you've got the ribbon to tie the hair. And then, of course, we're back to my love Manet. I don't know, can I show this on YouTube, you guys? It's a painting. But the breasts are so beautiful. I mean, so is her face, don't get me wrong, but... I just love the contour with the outline. And check out her highlighter, you guys. Pretty nice. And a beautiful, beautiful still life. Showing a bit of that vanitas with the wilting flower. It's that mix of life and death in a painting. Here we have the very famous Olympia by Manet. I didn't realize it was this big in person, to be honest. I mean, I didn't think it was tiny either, but... again, I mean, just seeing like the contours and the pillows and the linens and those hands, though. You guys, do I need to remind you of my love for hands? And cats. Here's a much better view of the train station here, aka the museum. How beautiful is that? Here we're in a lovely room of Henri de Toulouse-Lautrec. Of course I'm not pronouncing his name correctly, I know, but... His palettes definitely resemble mine. They're a bit more somber and muddy, but I like them. I also love how sketchy. This has always been one of my favorites of his. Not like the biggest fan of Bonnard, but I love this one. There it is in full view for you. You guys, we're walking on Paris. We're walking on Paris.
I feel like, wait, is this the opera house?
Wow.
Yeah, it is.
I wish the
That's
glass
where we were
wasn't all
yesterday.
scuffed up. Yeah?
That's Palais Opera.
Oh.
Remember we ate breakfast on the steps?
Yes, we did. I wish they would have incorporated our crumbs into the model.
Yeah, I don't see them.
It's so cool. Alright, it is time to say goodbye to the Musée d'Orsay. I'm just so choked up. Oh, it was beautiful. I would love to have had more time here, but we kind of messed up with our scheduling of things, so that's okay. I'm glad we were able to see the works that we did. My heart is very full right now. Looking at good artwork will do that to you, I guess. So, makes me want to paint. but can't do that right now, so we are on our way to Versailles. Should be good. Should be real good. Just take one more look at this clock though. Pretty freaking beautiful. Do you guys have a favorite museum that we went to?
The last one.
The last one?
Yeah.
Sounds like d'Orsay is the favorite vote here. I think it was my favorite too, so if you guys come to Paris, I think the d'Orsay is the one to go to. It was really nice to be able to go to the Louvre. Like, it's nice to be able to say that I went there, but it's just a different style of art. So if you're into the really old biblical Renaissance-y type work, then you're gonna love it. And it definitely is very grand and everything, but yeah, I would say the Lingerie and then the d'Orsay. They were pretty fantastic. Even at the train station, they appreciate the art. The train to Versailles is a little different. We got a double-decker. Aw, yeah. Designed for our comfort. Here we go. Look at these striped seats. Yeah. Leaving the Musée d'Orsay stop. So here is our monarchy meal. I got this purely because it's cute. I mean, I do like lemons anyways, but Mr. Lemon. How come she didn't think I needed a cup? That's okay. Lunch was delicious. This guy, this pirate really knows how to cook a mean potato chip. They were delicious. I don't know if these are like a Paris brand or what, but I think they're English. Oh, well. Either way. And Mr. Lemon did good. And in case you forget, Mr. Lemon. It must be a part of the logo, the arrow that says Mr. Lemon. Look at the gardens. Chances are it's much more beautiful in the summer, but even this is really cool. It's just a beautiful view. Imagine if the fountain were going. Honestly, the shrubs look like little things of broccoli right now. Nom 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 nom.
And here, above, you can also see that I think you have to come closer. Can you see that? Mm-hmm. And then the phases of the moon also. Mm-hmm. So it's a way to represent what the second and to represent also the planets. So you have everything here like a kind of sum up in a clock. It's quite easy. Astronomical clock. Don't know what I'm looking for. 999. Okay. And you don't have to change a thing into the mirror. And everything they saw and wrote it down into a register. This is where the king used to work. Okay. And you can see here his cylinder desk. This was a special commission. Okay. And then, because Louis XV knew some documents were disturbed, he asked this man to create something new to protect his work. He worked so for 10 years to create the cylinder and to create a mechanism able to lock everything in the desk. The shape of the clock, can you recognize? This is shaped in a lily flower. This very one you see here, he didn't like to leave, to be in front of the courtyard. He was shy, he got married quite young with a foreign princess named Marie Antoinette, so he had to. No, he was passionate by sciences, by into Basilica of Saint-Denis, a place where all the king and queens were. He knows he has 3 hairs. The first one, Louis XVI, and the other one, I said the name in the corridor.
So we just got done at Versailles. I'm sorry I didn't talk while we were there. It felt like, I don't know, it wasn't prohibited to film or anything, but it feels weird when you pay for a tour and then film it. It doesn't seem right, so.
Hello, what's your name? Comment t'appelez-vous? Parle pas français.
No.
Where you from?
America.
America.
Let's see, did you guys learn anything? No? Okay, well.
I did learn the thing about the candles coming down on the chandelier.
Yeah, during the operas, they changed out the candles in the chandeliers during the show. 3 times per show. They used the rich people beeswax candles. They also had different chairs for the men and women. Women got more cushion. I don't know why, but I'm glad they got to be a bit more comfortable. I'm trying to think what else. I don't know. It was very beautiful. I feel a bit more cultured, for sure. We're waiting on the train, waiting for the train to go, and then we're just gonna head back to the hotel to relax for a minute, and then we'll go from there. So McDonald's are totally different here in France. They have touch screens that you order from. You can pick your language, and then maybe you pay, and then you can go pick it up.
Yeah.
Oh my god! Why don't we have this in America? Croque McDo. That's funny. So we stopped at a place called La Source. You guys got the same thing, right?
Yeah.
What is it? Sausage and potato?
Potatoes and cheese and bread.
Yes. Well, that bread is all mine. You guys have your carbs. I got
Oh,
nothing.
it's really, look at how cheesy those potatoes are.
Hold on.
Wait.
Dang. Dang.
It's a new version of cheesy potato.
Oh my god.
No, it's really good.
So I got a salad. This was the only thing that didn't have meat in it. So I'm excited. It still looks really good. One last shot of the Eiffel Tower from our balcony. It looks so mysterious in all the fog and with the light. Pretty cool though. And I have my new favorite juice waiting out on the balcony so it's nice and cold tomorrow morning. Whoop whoop. Final. Lens is dirty. This is our last day in Paris. I'm done vlogging at this point. We leave tomorrow morning, very early in the morning. So it'll just be me like sweating and dragging my broken suitcase through the streets for a couple hours. So it'll basically just be me struggling. So that's, for me, that is not worth vlogging. I'm sorry. I'm sure there are people out there that would love to watch that, but it's not happening. I feel like this vlog probably wasn't as interesting because, like I said earlier, I felt weird vlogging while on tour. I just hope it was enjoyable for you guys to see these last couple days of our trip here in Paris. It was wonderful. We had a great time. We saw a lot. We walked a lot. Today we slacked on our steps. We only walked 19,000 today. But, you know, I feel like we saw the sights and we ate a lot of good food, and yeah, I feel good about it. I'm glad I could document for and with you all. If you did enjoy the vlogs, or this one in particular I suppose, please do go ahead and give me a thumbs up down below. I'd really appreciate it. And if you're new here, hey, hi, hello, how are you? You can go ahead and subscribe if you want to see more content from me in the future. I'd love to have you here. And as always, I just hope you guys are all doing well. And until next time, just stay well until then. Bye. Do you guys want to yell bye?
3, 2, 1. Bye.
Carmen!
They don't even know who we are.
Well, I figure you guys don't want to be on this right now.
No, I'm kidding. Bye. It was great spending time with you.
Carmen? Oh, okay. I think they're done. And we had an incident.
And that's all she's gonna say.
Where's the other one?
Well,
Oh. I'm not gonna let you know what that is.
Hip hop, hip hop, hip hop, hip hop, hip hop.